Hello, one and all. Come on in and experience episode 78, question mark? 78, I believe, of SoulsBorne Battle to the Death. We're going to pick 2 random SoulsBorne bosses, and then each one will be given their own field to pick apples, and whoever picks the most apples the fastest will be the winner. Those apples have to be intact too. They cannot be partial apples. They cannot be half-eaten apples. They cannot be anything but full apples. I will not play games with that. That is a very strict rule that I must enforce because I know some of these bosses and it's not going to be a pretty sight. So I got to do what I got to do around here, right? I got to lay down the law somehow, and it's just the way it has to be. So the battlefield has been cleared. It can house any and all SoulsBorne bosses, and it has housed all of them at least once in a SoulsBorne Battle Royal. Last week we had a triple threat match, so you never know what can happen here on SoulsBorne Battle to the Death. There are pretty close to 100 bosses in this little generator that I've created, and some special spots, which one of them created that triple threat match. So, yeah, so you never know what can happen. Anything can happen on SoulsBorne Battle to the Death. So we are going to stop this wheel, and we are going to see what we are going to land on here on this episode 78 of SoulsBorne Battle to the Death. Slave Knight Gale, the boss at the end of time in Dark Souls 3. The literal final boss, really, chronologically, of Dark Souls 3. Slave Knight Gale is worthy of being the final boss. He is tough. He's very tough, and he has. I was gonna say he has 2 very difficult phases. I mean, the first phase is still tough, but it's pretty straightforward. That second phase, though, really puts it over the top, and he's a little bit different. Things get really, really hairy at the end there, and it doesn't help that there's lightning coming down from the skies toward the end there. Which, was that really needed, Miyazaki? Seriously? Was that needed? I don't think it was needed. That's just my opinion. So yeah, Slave Knight Gale is a worthy boss to land on always in SoulsBorne Battles to the Death. We have landed on him before. So Gale has made an appearance once before on SoulsBorne Battle to the Death. I think once. I don't think it was twice, but I think one time. So yes, Slave Knight Gale. Worthy of being the main event. So we're gonna have to see. Who his opponent's going to be to determine whether this match would actually be a main event or a mid-card match or an opening match or a match not worthy of even being on the card. We're gonna have to show it to the crowd in front of no cameras because nobody would watch it. It's the way we do things around here. So yeah, Slave Knight Gale, tough guy. Very tough guy. Of course, by the time you fight him, he's gone insane, too. So, that never helps matters. It never helps fighting somebody that's insane in any form of life. All right. We have Slave Knight Gale on one side of the battlefield, and he is going to go one-on-one with Murgo's Wet Nurse. Has that fight occurred before? I do not believe that it has, but give me 1 second to check. Alright, it has not, that I can see here. Murgo's Wet Nurse has appeared quite a few times in SoulsBorne Battle to the Death. Has fought the likes of Udex Gundyr, the Nameless King. Where did I just see her? I saw her again. Hold on, I gotta move away from the microphone. I'm sorry. Sin, the Slumbering Dragon. Yeah, I think that's all. Oh, the Divine Dragon as well. Murgo's Wet Nurse has fought a lot of dragons. The Slave Knight Gale has fought Udex Gundyr as well. And I don't know. I can't find the other fight right now. I really need to create some kind of table somehow and just check them off as I'm working on it. So So yeah, this fight has not occurred before. And I do believe this fight is worthy of the main event. So, yeah. Slave Knight Gale versus Murgo's Wet Nurse from Bloodborne. We are going to go to the contractually obligated bio. So let's have a look at Slave Knight Gale. So, Slave Knight Gale, as you might have guessed, is a slave knight. And it's a situation that he escapes. I'm going to try and tell the story as shortly and concisely as possible. So, here we go. Gale escapes the life of a slave knight, finds himself in the painted world of Ariandel. He meets the painter, who possesses such great knowledge of the First Flame and the Dark Soul that she wants to paint a new world. Sister Freed comes into the picture. She was an unkindled that tried to link the First Flame and failed. So she finds the people there that she wants to protect. So she takes on the form that would appeal to them the most, I guess. Everyone in the painted world knows that the time will come when they have to burn their world and restore it. And Freed is opposed to this and wants the world to die a slow death by rot rather than burning, because she's a bitch, I guess. The painter becomes imprisoned. Gale escapes the painting. Gale is aware of a prophecy that when ashes become two, the flame will return to burn the rot away. Sister Freed is the first ash, and so Slave Knight Gale is on a quest to find another ashen one, which is where you come into the picture. Quick side note, I really need like a Miyazaki alert like thing on the screen, like, you know, when shit doesn't make sense. So Gale helps you defeat Sister Freed and Father Ariandel, and then before the painter can paint her cold and bleak new world, which in her mind is a good thing, I guess, she needs a special pigment, the Dark Soul. So Gale's quest is not over. He goes in search of the Dark Soul. This search takes him all the way to the end of the world and the end of time, and he finds the Pygmy Kings who are in possession of the Dark Soul, but their blood is too dried and it is almost useless. So Gale consumes them, basically eating and drinking their souls so that maybe the Dark Soul could be useful again. And unfortunately, it consumes him and basically makes him into a beast. When you reunite with him at the end of time and the end of the world, he is not himself anymore, and he tries to kill you, and then you kill him, and you take the Dark Soul and you bring it back to the painter to complete his story. I mean, that's basically it, and the painter creates a whole new world. So, once again, Miyazaki alert. I don't know what to tell you. That's basically the story, and that's just the way it is.
Murgo's Wet Nurse, you'll be shocked to find, is a wet nurse of the infant Murgo, who is the source of the Nightmare of Mensis. There's really not a whole lot of lore on him/her, but she does have 6 skeletal arms and 2 broken wings, or whatever, which I guess indicates that he or she is a different race than what they pretend to be. And each one of those 6 skeletal arms eventually has a katana in them. So that just makes this fight even more fun.
So this is a very interesting fight, I think. I think both bosses have a lot of tools up their sleeve, and I do think it would be intriguing to see where this fight would go on a lot of levels. However, I don't feel that Murgo's Wet Nurse has the tools that it needs to deal with Slave Knight Gale. I think that Murgo's Wet Nurse's lack of speed will hurt it in this fight, even though it can create a clone of itself. But I really don't think it'll matter that much. Slave Knight Gale in that first phase is very aggressive, and he hits pretty hard and he moves around a lot. And in the second phase, like, forget about it. He's just a completely different animal. So, yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much it. I don't think I really need to go into a whole terrible lot of detail here. I think that Slave Knight Gale will win this fight. I do think it would be interesting. I think it'd be a pretty good fight, but I do think that Slave Knight Gale would walk out the victor. So that's pretty much how I feel. But that is just my opinion. Feel free to leave yours in the comments. And with that, yet another edition of SoulsBorne Battle to the Death draws to a close. RobertBlanchardBooks.com. If you're interested in the award-winning Roar of a Dragon series, you can read the first 3 chapters of each book there for free. If you'd like to hear more about them, the Rise of Dragons podcast, wherever you find your favorite podcasts. My Linktree, my Instagram, my Twitter are all Bobby's World 2110. Mondays, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is the Dark Souls Remastered No Estus run. And this past Monday, I finally made progress in Blighttown. And I'm pretty sure that's pretty much what the episode is entitled. Finally. Oh God, I'm so happy to be... I'm not done with it yet. I'm just happy to be progressing through that nonsense. So, that's something to be excited about. And we're heading on to other, more interesting things coming up very shortly. And Wednesdays, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is SoulsBorne Battle to the Death, which you just watched, so I shouldn't really need to explain that to you. You pretty much already know what that is if you watch this video. So, Your Father's Story videos are up. There's 3 of them right now, so go check that out if you want to learn a little bit more about me and what I've been showing the boys, answering questions about myself and my life and all that stuff. And, back in the archives, I didn't talk about this. I have the Elden Ring No Crimson Flask run, Volume 1 Limgrave. I have the Sekiro No Healing Gourd run. I have the Dark Souls 3 No Estus run, and the Dark Souls 3 No Level Up run. And plus a whole lot more back in the archives if you want to go check that out. Leave a like, subscribe, notifications, and all that crap. I appreciate you guys very much. I appreciate your love and support each and every week. I do have a surprise coming up to you very shortly. I just recorded it a couple nights ago, late on the Sunday night. So that is in the pipeline, coming up very, very soon. So get ready for that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope life is going well for everyone. And once again, I appreciate your love and support very much. I hope everyone has an amazing week. Be well, stay safe, and as always, it's Bobby's World, and you're all just living in it. See, I'll see you alive, y'all. Bye!
Hey, boss.
Yes, Courtney.
Mrs. Anderson called. She wanted to order several copies of your books for family and friends.
Oh, that's amazing. Get some ordered, have them sent over to me, and I will sign them for her. I really appreciate it if you could do that for me.
I didn't know you were an author.
You did. Courtney, you've been with me for like 2 years now, and we've talked about it fairly constantly, and there's an ad at the end of every one of these videos.
Well, that doesn't mean that I listen to everything you tell me. Are the books any good?
Well, ReadersFavorite.com said that its intensity rivals that of the Game of Thrones series. I know, that's pretty crazy, but that's exactly what it says. It's on the Cry of a Raven review. Go check it out.
Well, that's pretty cool. What are the books about?
It's about a soldier who gets exiled for saving a baby dragon, and later he's killed, and he wakes up 3,000 years later with strange powers, and he's watched over by the very same dragon, and the world has been overrun by evil, and he now must travel back in time to stop the evil that started in his own home country.
Wow, that sounds interesting. How can I get copies of the books?
Well, you can go to robertblanchardbooks.com and order your copies there. You can read the first 3 chapters of each book there for free. And if you want to hear more about them, you can listen to the Rise of Dragons podcast.
You have a podcast too?
You know what, Courtney? You are doing such an amazing job that I think you are due for a raise. How does that sound?
Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. Thank you, boss.
You bet. Too bad the raise is going to be when I raise a water balloon over her head and just... Maybe I'll wait until her mom calls. I think she'll find that pretty funny. Go to robertblanchardbooks.com right now and get your copies of the series that got 3 5-star reviews from readersfavorite.com, 3 Author Shout Recommended Reads Awards, and 2 Literary Titan Silver Awards. You can read the first 3 chapters of each book there for free, read more reviews, short stories, and much more. And if you want to hear more about them, you can listen to the Rise of Dragons podcast wherever you find your favorite podcasts.